Today we're moving on to another project, just hauling it about 5 miles. Mark and Luke just got here with the semi and trailer. It's charging, alternator's still dead. Pretty nice day. Should pop right off.
Now I think it was a combination of frozen dirt and ice in the tracks and also the steepness of the trailer ramps. Once one side of the track would slide, it was over and I had to fully reposition. We moved the trailer to a spot with some incline, so hopefully the trailer ramps are on a flatter angle.
Right there. Now we got it. The next day now, after hauling the excavator, we're gonna have one really good day of weather here, 45 for the high, and by 8 a.m. tomorrow morning it'll be 0 or like -5, so it's gonna get really cold here. We're gonna try and get a lot done, knock down that building. There's some concrete and another concrete pad we're gonna pull up. We had it plugged in the charger, charging the batteries overnight, so should be good to start. The roof is collapsing, and we're gonna try and leave the concrete in there for cows, but we'll knock it down and get it buried here. It's pretty rough shape.
Now right here is when I realized I'm missing my camera bag, and I last set it on the excavator tracks about 30 minutes ago. I left my camera bag on the track.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah. Yep. Now the funny part is I got this all on camera. Thankfully the drone was in the air and 2 of my cameras were recording. Here's the camera bag on the tracks, and I don't know why I left it here because I was in no rush at all. Here it is on the conveyor belt coming right below the cab, just 1 foot below my feet. I can see it in the window here, but I was too busy knocking down the building, but I did stop right before I was going to smash it, still not seeing it. And then a few minutes later, I unfortunately ran it right over, and I had a bunch of good stuff in there. I end up sitting on the bag for about a few more minutes, twisting, driving over it, about 50,000 pounds of weight on top of it. So here's the aftermath of the camera bag. This is like my drone batteries, a little pack of 3, and then 360 camera, absolutely smashed. This is like a spherical lens looking thing, and this is like DJI wireless mics that you are Bluetooth. This can't even open back up, just got smashed. Here's another drone battery, a little crooked. So kind of sucks, probably $1,000 worth of stuff there, but sometimes you gotta learn your lessons the hard way and go a bit slower and not in such a rush. All right, the wind's out of the right direction now, so we're gonna get her lit. So we'll let this burn and then I'll just kind of feed it slowly. Honestly, this is probably half the building in here. Now we're gonna start busting up some concrete. Adam made a quick cut with the saw, and we're gonna take out this and we'll find out how tough that is. What was the building again?
It's an old hog building.
Oh, okay.
It'll have like a 6-foot high ceiling. I tried to raise it. I jacked it all up.
The floor's great.
I was gonna kind of make it my heated shop. We got it 3 feet in the air. I was gonna try and raise it 6 feet, and some of it fell down on us.
Oh shit.
With us inside of it. Me and my brother and my daughter.
Was that a lot of work to get to that point? Like,
oh God, yes. I spent hours, weeks on it, and then we just started tearing it down, and it was gone in about less than an hour and a half, we had it all cut up and in the hole. I'm like, I am a little nervous about this, Spencer.
Yeah, I am too.
It is a lot of concrete here.
Now this foundation here is from an old corn crib that probably looked a little something like this. Farmers would be able to drive through the middle, unload their ear corn, and then it would be stored on either side. And the foundation that's left here would have been just one side of the building. It was probably built in the early 1900s, and this concrete is thick and has a lot of stuff in it.
can get that up now.
This one's almost out, and I'll start on the last one.
All right, here's a little update on the project so far. It's a lot more concrete than we kind of thought. Still got to pop out these footings here. Still have to pull that pole. I'm not sure what that is. And then these were crazy deep. They threw boulders, T-posts. I mean, it is 2-3 feet. See, here's some boulders, field stones, stuff like that they put in here. For the most part, everything is tore out. Now we got more concrete there. We were gonna haul this, put it in the hole. It's nice. The barn burnt really good. Yeah, we're gonna move. We're gonna feed the cattle and clean out their barn real quick. But a lot of concrete here. Still have to pull that pole. I'm not sure what that is. Fire is pretty much just embers now, burnt down real good, and we're gonna start throwing concrete in there. So I'm gonna track here to where that light is.
All right, so we're probably about halfway done moving some of these really big pieces. I'll move that later. Adam's in the skid loader there. He's grabbing little pieces, and I'm just tracking back and forth here, getting the big stuff. This is what we got left here. This was on the corn crib foundation. We thought the concrete could be this big, and it turned out it would be this big. But I think we will fill the hole at some point. Got a good handful right here. If I could do that every time, we'd be done pretty quick. And then Adam was bringing over some of the first stuff we busted up, really small, and it's small pieces with some dirt, so that'd be good to get in the cracks of all this big stuff right now, because that big stuff takes up a lot of room. And see how far I can reach out before we... Oh, that was a good angle. I was just off. That would have been perfect. Further out. Ah, too close. We got the corn crib foundation pretty much done, as well as the silo foundation, and this is just the big pad. These are the footers. Here we go. So our hole's starting to fill up. It's not terrible, but it will be probably tight to get the rest of the concrete in, because that other one, there's quite a bit of concrete. Now it's about a week later since we've been here on the project. It's 50 degrees today, and so my goal is this afternoon, clean up the rest of the mess we made that one night, and little bits of concrete here, backfill, a little bit of dirt work. We didn't have a good place to go with the concrete, so we ended up burying it here beside the building. I gotta make this a bit bigger, so then all this concrete is at least, 1.5 feet, 2 feet deep in the ground, so there's no future issues, and all this here will grow grass and cows will be here. Our frost got all the way to 19 inches deep. So this is pretty cool to see. That's the groundwater. I'd say 3.5 to 4 feet deep. Probably got 15 inches of frost here we gotta bust through. We need to make this hole wider. That looks like 2 feet of frost right there. It's like hauling rocks. Yeah, I'd say that's a solid 16 inches at least. So that's all I really needed, a little more of a hole. Tree used to be here, I think. And we will get all this concrete well below the surface. So we got everything wrapped up and we had some really nice weather to finish this out. It's about 50 degrees right now, probably 3 inches of frost came out of the ground, even though the ground's still frozen like 2 feet deep. So this is where there was a concrete pad here. We left this concrete, and then this will all turn into yard here this spring. And he'll park stuff here. It'll be nice to have some concrete. I think he's gonna square that off with rock. And then this is where that huge corn crib foundation was that was sticking up probably 2-3 feet in the air. So we got this all leveled off with some clay that we had from the hole. And now you'll be able to pull in here and you can swing around with your trailer and not have to hit any concrete or back up weird. So here's the concrete hole. There's probably a solid 2 to 3 feet of topsoil that we put on here. So that should grow fine grass. This will just be pasture. And then I think he wants to put a building here in the future. So we got quite a bit of deep clay stuff there, a bit of topsoil to grade out, and turned out pretty good. And on to the next project. Now earlier this winter, we've been renting a mini excavator to dig start holes for tile. Now we're currently froze out of that project with 2 feet of frost in the ground, but while I was renting the mini excavator, I had a neighbor call with a beaver dam that was backing up the creek and water was spilling into their fields. Where the dam is clogged, the water's pretty high. It shouldn't be that high. Somebody already tried to come through here before with a backhoe, and they couldn't make it. So. Looks like they worked hard on this. We might have to get on the other side to get it completely perfect, but the good thing is we're getting over 1 inch of rain tomorrow. So if I bust this up pretty good, there'll be a lot more water to keep busting it. We've gotten quite a bit of rain in the past 2-3 days, and then a month prior it was really dry, so they had plenty of time to build it. When we were driving down here, you can see it was backing up into fields and stuff. Water should be about that high.
Like he's gonna fall in.
See how much it's already went down. So this was all backing up into the field.
It's steeper down here, it looks like. That blade's just lifting him up. Here. Hopefully he doesn't tip it. Question is he gonna be able to come back up? Probably is.
Kind of stuck. Might have to go get my 6130.
It's getting out. Oh. Dig it to the ground. Big, nice and sturdy bucket. Plus he has that holding him up. Made it. Get that. Spencer had to mention to you, he's gonna tear down a house for us.
All right, we're doing a house demolition here. And this house was, I think, late 1800s. There was a broken down shed right here. I think that's where we're gonna bury it. So we'll knock her down, put her in the hole. Got the link belt here. We're gonna get about 4 inches of snow here today. Just started snowing this morning. There's probably 2 on the ground already. There's a couple mulberry trees that they want plucked out. Stump here, a couple stumps in the yard. There's concrete, a little bit. There's no basement, foundation, and all the power, water, and propane are disconnected. So there's a old grove over there of dead ash that we just knocked down yesterday afternoon. Somewhere right here, we got everything marked off, should be good. There's one water line over there, running that building over, and a power line that we're gonna stay away from. But should work good, ground's not totally frozen. All right, the snow has stopped. We probably got 3 to 4 inches here. And nice day, got a pretty deep, big hole dug here, and this is where we'll put everything. Made a nice little shelter. There's the topsoil. Got all the concrete popped out, the steps and everything. Foundation wise, I don't think there's much here. And garage, and then it's 2-story as well. Keeping all the trees around it, popped 2 mulberries, so just be careful not hit anything. And
It's been a good farmhouse. There's no basement in it. Didn't cost too much to put a heater in it. Needs all new electric. Has no foundation on it really. If there was a full basement under it and a good foundation, I would probably would have fixed it up. Really just no basement and just a crawl space for a tornado shelter. It's not really feasible. It has a good roof on it, but
here's a little update on how the house project is going so far. This hole has really burned down pretty good. Obviously we got topsoil, then we got like the clay and stuff that was deeper, so we want to be smart about backfilling where the old house was. That's probably like a 3-foot lip right there. So we'll backfill with that and keep topsoil on the top as the goal. So house is completely done. That's where it was. Mark's working on cleaning the Grove burn pile. Today's cleanup day. Goal is to get most of this dirt moved before it freezes real hard. And then yesterday made a humongous hole way away from where they'd ever build the house. So made this one way deeper and wider. We got like some stumps there, dead trees broken off. A bunch of concrete and a bunch of stuff that won't burn will go in here. Well, it's been pretty cold. The excavator starts pretty good. The alternator is dead. The glow plugs kind of work, and then there is no engine heater, engine block heater. I usually got to jump it because, you know, no alternator, the batteries are dead. But I will say, super impressed by this excavator. It's like a Isuzu engine. I need to fix the alternator, and it'd be good to install a block heater. So whenever I'm by a building in the winter, I can just plug in and not have to worry about any of this mess or any ether or anything. Because whenever that oil temp is above freezing, it'll crank for a second or two and pop off. A hole all backfilled with topsoil on top. Put the frozen chunks so they'll thaw out in the spring and settle right where this hole was right here. Took some of the bad dirt, spread it there, and then in the spring they'll get some loads with their dump truck and get a nice layer of black dirt on all this. I'm actually gonna be tracking the excavator down to a neighbor's shop where we'll be working on it this winter. Got a few things to fix on it. Got super lucky I'm able to use that space because I'll be able to get it done this winter when I won't be using it or not doing anything else. So, and hopefully the undercarriage holds up. It's gonna get pretty hot. I'll have to go on the road for a little bit. All right, we're trekking across the field and all of a sudden it's like misting or like slight rain. So the ground's probably got 15, 16 inches of frost, but the top 2 layers, and it's actually pretty dry. I thought it would be somewhat wet, so I want to get all these tracks cleaned off. I was waiting till they dried out, so this will take a little bit of time. I just don't want to dirty up anything. Alright, I got the tracks all cleaned off the best I could there, and it's almost impossible to get the actual pads perfect because all the dirt where the head of the bolts are. So we'll pull it into that shed once I get all the parts for this, get it ready to go for the spring because we got a lot of work, and I'm gonna get another bucket for it as well. So just a bunch of little things. Want this thing to be able to fire up, glow plugs. I want to put a block heater on it so when it's 20 degrees out we don't have to crank on the starter a bunch. I'm hard on it, no block heater. The glow plugs don't work that good and it still starts good. So if we get all that stuff installed and working right. So thanks for watching the video, and we'll see you in the next one.